Today's modern air travel has gone from just getting from point A to point B to a maze of overpriced snacks, endless security lines, and lost luggage that, in many cases, isn't actually lost at all. Behind the polished terminals and friendly announcements, there's a carefully crafted system designed to keep you spending more, waiting longer, and asking fewer questions. But don't worry, we're about to expose everything. From insider tricks to shady little secrets, the airlines and airports hope you never figure out. Here are 10 airport secrets they would never tell you. Let's get into it. The first secret is almost too wild to be true, but here we go. Your lost baggage is being sold. If you've ever lost your luggage and thought, the airline will find it and send it back, think again. Because your missing suitcase might be sitting in a thrift-style store in Alabama right now, being sold to the highest bidder. No jokes. Most people assume that if something goes missing at the airport, or even if the TSA takes it away, it'll just get tossed or locked up forever. But that's not what happens at all. When the TSA confiscates stuff at security, pocket knives, lighters, full-size perfume bottles you forgot were in your carry-on, all that, they don't just dump it. After about 30 days, they box that stuff up and sell it through a legit government auction site. We're talking everything from gadgets to collector's items. Some people even hunt these auctions for deals. It's low-key, a whole hustle. Now, lost luggage, that's a whole other story. If an airline can't match a suitcase with an owner after a few weeks, they don't just leave it in some lost and found room forever. They straight up sell it, as is, unopened. Whatever's inside stays inside. And here's the crazy part. There's this huge place in Scottsboro, Alabama, called the Unclaimed Baggage Center. It's basically a shopping mall for lost luggage. They buy truckloads of unclaimed baggage from airlines across the country. Then they open everything, clean it up, sort it, and resell it. We're not just talking random socks either. We're talking designer bags, MacBooks, GoPros, AirPods, gold jewelry, and people have even found wedding dresses and engagement rings in there. You can walk into the store like it's a TJ Maxx meets mystery box, or scroll through their online store and maybe, just maybe, spot someone's long-lost camera from their Bali vacation. So next time your suitcase goes missing and you're told, "We'll call you," you might want to check Alabama instead. Now, let's talk about airport theft. You see, most airport workers are legit and honest workers. A lot of them are just trying to get through their shifts and do their jobs right. But every now and then, someone does take advantage of the system, and when that happens, it's you, the traveler, who ends up paying the price. Airport theft isn't just a scary Reddit story or some rare headline. It actually happens, and way more often than people think. And it usually goes down in places you'd never expect. Take the security line, for example. While you're busy juggling your shoes, belt, laptop, and that one rogue bottle of travel-size lotion you forgot was in your bag, your carry-on is already rolling away on the conveyor belt, completely out of your reach. That little window of distraction, that's all someone needs. In some cases, it's another passenger, but in others, it's someone working behind the scenes, someone with access. And then there's checked luggage. Once your bag disappears behind the ticket counter, it enters a black hole of conveyor belts, sorting systems, and a bunch of handlers you'll never see. If you packed anything valuable, electronics, jewelry, expensive sneakers, it becomes a walking temptation. There have been actual cases of this happening. In Miami, TSA agents were literally caught on surveillance cameras stealing money straight out of people's bags at the security checkpoint. One guy took $600 cash out of a wallet, just like that. At another airport, baggage handlers were found opening up suitcases and taking designer watches, cologne, and stacks of cash. So, what can you actually do about it? You can't control everything, but you can stack the odds in your favor. Rule number 1: never, ever check anything you can't afford to lose. That includes your laptop, your passport, your camera, prescription meds, or anything that makes your trip possible. If it's valuable or essential, it stays in your carry-on. Period. At security, don't zone out. Keep an eye on your stuff. You don't have to panic or hover like you're guarding treasure, but just be aware. Watch your bag go in and be ready to grab it the second it comes out. If you do have to check a bag, use a TSA-approved lock. It adds a small layer of effort, enough to make a lazy thief move on to the next easy target. Don't overpack valuables. Ask yourself, do I really need 5 different devices for a 4-day trip? The less you bring, the less you have to lose. And if something does go missing, speak up, fast. Head to the airline desk, the airport security office, or lost and found immediately. The sooner you file a report, the better your chances of getting it back, or at least getting someone to take responsibility. Because, let's be real, airports are stressful enough. You shouldn't have to deal with a mystery disappearance on top of a delayed flight. Another interesting secret you need to know is you can borrow tech gadgets at the airport. If you find yourself in a situation where you get to the airport, reach into your bag, and your phone charger isn't there, you might think your only option is to spend way too much at one of those overpriced airport shops where a basic cable somehow costs 4 times what it should. But you might not have to spend a single penny. Here's what most travelers don't know. Airport lost and found counters are basically treasure chests. People leave behind all kinds of tech: chargers, adapters, earbuds, even portable battery packs. And no, they're not thrown away. These items get tagged, logged, and just sit there unclaimed, waiting. Now, some airports, not all, but more than you'd think, actually let travelers borrow these items. No fee, no paperwork, no drama. Especially if you're still inside security and just need something short-term. There's usually no sign advertising it, and it's not exactly an official service. But if you walk up to the counter, ask nicely, and explain your situation, you might be surprised at how chill they are about it. You could walk away with a loaner charger and avoid the $30 markup. Just don't expect the newest iPhone cable. They're usually mismatched leftovers. But hey, they work. There are other shockingly free things you can get at the airport, and we're going to talk about them next. Airports are actually hiding free stuff from you on purpose. Most major airports have a bunch of cool perks you can use without spending a dime, but they're not going to advertise them. Why? Because if you're off doing yoga or watching a free movie, you're not buying a $7 bottle of water or that $20 sandwich. And for airports, no spending equals no profit. Take San Francisco, Chicago O'Hare, and Dallas-Fort Worth, for example. These places have actual yoga rooms, like full-on, peaceful, quiet, clean yoga studios right inside the terminals, completely free. You could be stretching out your jet lag instead of awkwardly leaning on your suitcase at the gate. Portland International Airport has a mini movie theater. You can literally just walk in, chill out, and watch a film while you wait. No ticket needed. And if you're into art, some airports double as mini museums. Miami, San Francisco, and even Amsterdam's Schiphol have rotating art exhibits or permanent galleries tucked right into the terminals. We're talking real artwork. No need to stand in line or pay for admission. Just wander through while waiting for your flight. If you need a moment to decompress, most big international airports have prayer rooms or meditation spaces. And don't even get me started on Singapore's Changi Airport. They've got free massage chairs, butterfly gardens, a rooftop pool, and even a 4-story indoor slide. Also, if you're thirsty but don't want to pay for overpriced bottled water, many airports now have refill stations for your water bottle. But here's the catch. They're usually hidden behind shops or tucked away at the far end of random hallways. So, if you don't go looking, you'll never know they're there. Some airports, like Seattle-Tacoma and Boston-Logan, also have free play areas with slides, toys, and soft floors. If you've ever tried wrangling a toddler before a flight, you know how clutch that is. If you're enjoying this video, click the like and subscribe button. Also, turn on post notification so you can be notified when we post new and exciting contents like this one. Next, let's talk about airport food. Because it's gotten out of control, everyone knows airport food is expensive. But what most people don't realize is just how ridiculous it's gotten. Like, we're talking $5 for a small bottle of water, ridiculous. Some meals inside the terminal now cost more than what you'd pay for food on the actual plane. And no, it's not because the food is fancy. It's because airport vendors are hit with insane costs. Sky-high rent, intense background checks for every worker, and extra security fees just to bring in ingredients. All those costs get passed straight on to you. You want coffee? Cool. Expect to pay 20 to 30% more than you would at the same chain outside the airport. Fast food? Don't even go there. Some travelers have reported dropping nearly $20 on a basic burger and fries combo. Yeah, Macinflation is real, y'all. So how do you avoid falling into the overpriced airport food trap? Tip 1. Bring your own food. Seriously. TSA does allow solid snacks, things like sandwiches, chips, fruit, protein bars. As long as it's not liquidy, so no yogurt cups or soups, you're good to go. Packing your own meal at home can easily save you $30 or more, especially if you're flying with family. Tip 2. Eat on the plane. Sounds backwards, right? But in a lot of cases, the food on board is cheaper than what you'll find in the terminal. Some airlines sell snack boxes, wraps, or even hot meals at more reasonable prices. And if you've got the right travel credit card, the savings get even better. With JetBlue's Plus card, you get 50% off food and drinks. United's Mileage Plus card gives you 25% off. Delta SkyMiles cardholders get similar deals. It might not sound like much, but when you're ordering snacks, drinks, and meals for more than one person, it adds up fast. Next, let's talk about some code words the pilot and cabin crew do not want you to know. Okay, so nobody wants to think about something going wrong mid-flight. But let's be real, airlines are prepared for everything, even the worst-case scenario, a passenger passing away in the air. Now, if that does happen, don't expect some dramatic announcement over the intercom. Flight crews are trained to keep things calm and low-key, and they use discrete code words so passengers don't panic. You might hear something like Jim Wilson or Operation Sunrise over the crew's radios. Sounds harmless, right? That's the point. These terms are meant to fly under the radar, no pun intended, while signaling to the crew that something serious is going on. But Jim Wilson refers to a Jim Wilson air tray, a specialized container used to transport deceased individuals in the cargo hold of an aircraft. The term is used to avoid alarming passengers or drawing attention to the sensitive nature of the cargo. Not all airlines use this term. Some simply refer to such cargo as HR, human remains. The last thing an airline wants is unnecessary panic at 35,000 feet. So instead of alerting the entire cabin, the crew will quietly move into action. Depending on the situation, they might try to move the person to an empty row or use a curtain to block off the area. Some long-haul flights even have designated body bags or a specific compartment to safely secure someone who's passed away, especially on planes like the Airbus A380. It's all part of a detailed protocol most of us never hear about because, honestly, it's pretty morbid, but also necessary. Ghost flights. Alright, here's something that sounds totally made up, but it's not. Airlines sometimes fly completely empty planes through the sky. No passengers, no peanuts, just a full-size aircraft burning fuel for basically no reason. So why on earth would they do that? Well, welcome to the strange world of airport slot rules. Airports, especially the super busy ones like Heathrow or JFK, use something called slot allocation. These are reserved time slots that airlines have to stick to in order to keep their place in the schedule. And here's the catch. If an airline doesn't use their slot a certain percentage of the time, they risk losing it to a competitor. So even if there are 0 passengers booked, airlines will still fly that plane just to keep their slot active. These are called ghost flights, and yes, they're real. They became especially common during the early days of the pandemic, when hardly anyone was traveling, but airlines were still trying to hang on to their valuable slots. It's expensive, it's bad for the environment, and it makes absolutely no sense, unless you're the airline trying not to lose millions in scheduling rights. Lastly, airport lounges aren't just for the rich. Here's how you can get in. Ever walked past one of those fancy airport lounges, peeking through the glass at people sipping lattes in silence while you're stuck sitting on a metal bench next to a screaming toddler? Yeah, same. It feels like those lounges are reserved for celebrities, CEOs, or people who fly first class every week. But here's the secret. You don't need to be rich or fly 1,000,000 miles a year to get in. A lot of airport lounges actually offer day passes, meaning you can buy your way in for one visit. Prices vary depending on the airport and the lounge, but you're usually looking at somewhere between $30 to $60. And honestly, if you've got a long layover, it's totally worth it for comfy seating, free food, Wi-Fi, clean bathrooms, and sometimes even showers. And if you've got the right credit card, like an American Express Platinum, Chase Sapphire Reserve, or anything that offers Priority Pass access, you could already have free entry to lounges around the world and not even realize it. Some airlines even let you use their lounges if you're flying in economy, as long as you're willing to pay or have a membership. You don't need to be some exclusive gold-tier Diamond Elite member. You just need to know the loopholes. So next time you're stuck with hours to kill before boarding, don't just suffer in silence at a noisy gate. Look up lounge access options, flash that card, or grab a day pass. Go get your free cappuccino and stretch out in a leather chair. You earned it. What do you think about this list? Did we miss anything important? Let us know down in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.